Srila Prabhupada. Very important because it should never be forgotten. That's why it's so important. So I would begin, I hadn't prepared anything in particular, but it's just my extemporaneous or spontaneous expression of feelings that I have about the loss or absence of Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada is certainly in my life, and I'm sure in everyone's life here, is extremely important because it's the difference between reality and illusion. This is what Prabhupada gave us. He took away, slowly but surely, chipped away at it and showed us how to remove the illusion that we are living under. I am this body, and with this body I will conquer the world. He destroyed this and showed us how to do this. Without this, we live in the illusion that I am not only this body, but I am conquering, I'm becoming greater and bigger, and one day I will be the supreme. That illusion, that stupidity, that nonsense is what he got rid of. And as a result of that, he got rid of tremendous amount of misery, uncertainty, doubt, anxiety, and upset and disturbance. Otherwise, just see where everybody is in the world. There's so much anxiety, like just now, when I say now, I mean the last few days, the number 10 freeway has closed down. And many people are very upset over this because they've become so habituated and so ready to get on that 10 where they go to work. That's the way it's done. So, but in Krishna consciousness, we learn that anything can happen anytime. You can lose your life, you can lose your hand, you can lose your way along the road. The important point is to always be, and this is what Prabhupada made us ready for, that since uncertainties or difficulties or troubles or problems can occur at any given time, that we should be ready to just be peaceful, deal with them, and move on to the next situation. This is what he said. We don't have to become upset. We don't have to become disturbed. We don't have to become shaken. Of course, there are times when when we possibly we should be a little upset and a little disturbed. For example, when a great personality leaves the world, this is a time, yes, for crying. It's a time for begging Krishna to replace that great servant so that we can have the knowledge, we can have the understanding, we can have the love that he gave to us, and that we can go on sharing it with others who therefore will also state the same. So this is the important point. So when Prabhupada left this world, that was the worst thing that could have ever happened to the whole world. Does that sound like an overstatement? To me, it's not, but maybe to someone who's not so devoted to or dedicated to or attached to Srila Prabhupada and understands the greatness of his work. And the more we see it in our own lives, we see the impurities and the doubts and uncertainties and anxieties becoming less and less and becoming nothing and nothing, where we have none of those things anymore, and we feel peaceful and joyful and happy and satisfied and fulfilled and eager to share this wonderful philosophy with as many people as possible, because almost everyone is suffering to some degree, some to a higher and others to a lower. So the important point is that we are, those of us who have had the opportunity to hear Srila Prabhupada, who sat right on the same Vyasa, not this one, but the one over there. He doesn't belong at this one. To sit on the Vyasa-san and give us the basic or essential philosophy of Krishna consciousness, and gave us no, he shouldn't be doing that. When I need sound effects, I'll call for them. Okay. So, yeah, not yet. So the thing is that he gave us the understanding, he gave us the direction, and he showed us also from in the Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavad Gita, he gave us an understanding, an explanation, a clarity, which otherwise we would not have had. We would have had a lot of, and there is a lot. We don't have to go far for the speculations that are rampant throughout the world when people give their interpretations of the Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada is simply carried on in disciplic succession. Disciplic succession means that it's like a succession in a family. You have a father, and then the father has a son and or a daughter, and they have children, and it's a succession which goes on and on. But whatever my father has taught me, then I teach to others, or I teach to my son, and then my son teaches to his son. And that's what a succession is. It goes one after another in order. It's not something you make up. This was not something that Srila Prabhupada made up. It was something that he got from his spiritual master. And having received it from his spiritual master, he wanted to bring it to us in as perfect and as correct and as positive fashion as it should be given. And that's exactly what he did. So therefore I emphasize this. I know Archita emphasizes it often, and other devotees I know, that as best as possible, we should try to, yes, be copycats when it comes. Copycats in the sense of say the things that he said. Don't make up something new, something different, because it sounds unique, it sounds novel. That's not our philosophy. Our philosophy is follow the previous acharyas, become the successor of the previous acharyas. And by so doing, we please them. And when we please them, because when somebody does something which is unauthorized, which has no real value, which has no high value, then not only is the previous acharya is not pleased by seeing that, when it has no value or it is not given by guidance of God himself, then what happens is that other people begin to do the same thing, and what happens is the philosophy becomes just a mushmash of whatever one wants to say, and it's open city. And I sometimes even see some of the things that go on the temple floor. It's like open city. You do what you want to do. You say what you want to. No, it's not. Listen to the persons who have gone before, who have learned from Srila Prabhupada or from his disciples, and try to follow that, because there's a good chance that whatever you're saying then is proper and is right and will give the beneficial results that should be given. Otherwise, you have no way of knowing what is going to happen as a result of simply saying what you want to, what you think is good, what you feel is great, because this is my wonderful inspiration. That's false pride. Better to be a humble devotee. Humble means, yeah, I don't really know anything except what Krishna and Srila Prabhupada and the great devotees, what they have given me. And what they give me, that's what I speak. Because I'm full of so many times I've seen I'm foolish, worthless, useless, nonsensical. And so what right do I have to think I'm somebody great or wonderful? Better to stand on not the feet, but to stand by those who have proven themselves by their work, by their books, by their actions, that they are not only useful to themselves, but very useful to so many other devotees who have sparkled after them. So I'm not going to speak too much, because I have a tendency to do that, and you'll be here for an hour. And I said I do not more than 10 minutes. I think I'm really getting close to that. On the basis of what I have just said, if I have aroused any doubts or uncertainties or desires to extend what I have said, because maybe I didn't say enough of something, please, I can take your comments now. If you have a question, I'll do my best to answer it, or I'll call Brigupati, somebody who knows a little more than I do. Okay? Okay, is there any questions? No questions? I see one hand up. Now you have to speak good and loud, because the whole audience, I don't really need this. You see, you should do the same. So, or if we have a microphone, give it to him so that, with the purple in their homes, we want them to hear what you have to say also. So the mic will carry it beyond this temple, if we have one. If we don't have one, then you can do that. Do we have a microphone that's ready? Okay, say your question, and good and loud. What is your name? What is your name? Pardon? How did he say? Natalie? Matthew. Okay, go ahead, Matthew.
So it's like a few questions, but it's the same thing.
I'll only take one question.
Okay, so why is there an age of prayer and hypocrisy? Why does such an age exist, and why do we have to go through it? And is this our karma for rebelling against Krishna?
Why do we have to go through all this process, this procedure, all of these things? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm asking like why. I'm asking why is there an age of quarrel and hypocrisy? Like why does such an age exist?
I didn't speak about that.
Oh, okay.
Now, I will only take questions which relate to what I said and may have caused some doubt or uncertainty or question. So if you have a question related to my statements, I'll take them and do my best to answer them. Otherwise, you've asked your question. Next person. Anybody else? No one else? Yes, Mataji. Good. Yeah, good and loud. Thank you.
I just wanted to say that I thought your presentation was appropriate, that we do tend to go off in different tangents and say things.
Wait a minute. Somebody else is talking while Mataji is speaking. Does anybody have any instructions from your mother or father that you don't do that in a public audience? We keep quiet and respect them when they speak, okay? That's the system, not only here, but all over the world. Go ahead, please. I just wanted to protect what you had to say. Go ahead.
It's just simple. I thought what you said was very appropriate because we do tend to go off on tangents and we speak outside of what is spoken by parampara. That's all.
Okay, so that's a comment that she said that she felt that it was appropriate because devotees, due to the inner feeling of wanting to do something original, something wonderful, something greater than perhaps that has been done, and sometimes do that, and it doesn't always result in something beneficial, helpful, and useful. Isn't that, yeah, okay. Did you want to make a point, Prabhu? Who has the mic? Oh, no, you're just a deliverer of the mic. Okay, thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your wonderful comments. What's the balance between bringing a new angle for preaching and the balance of keeping it like parampara?
Well, you'd have to give me an example of what you're talking about, because there are some cases where these things are useful and suitable, and there are some cases where they're not useful or suitable. So I think over a period of time, what happens is that your discrimination as to what should be said and not be said begins to mature. And as a result of that maturity, you know what should and should not. Therefore, as I'm trying to bring out that if you're a fairly new person, we don't welcome whimsical statements. Whimsical means what you're trying your best to do something that you think, you feel, you believe is good when it may be completely useless. And it may be good too, but we would not take the chance, because everyone here is like a young person, and we don't want to fill their heads with ideas which are inappropriate in terms of our scriptures. Yes, next, please. You want to raise your hand, please? Go ahead.
Comment. Generally, very nice. I can see you're very enlivened to speak.
Thank you.
Generally, the format.
Yeah,
for
good and
these
loud. Go ahead.
homages, is the person speaks and there's no audience kind of response to it. So just to stick to the traditional format, we probably should get on and continue with the next speakers, because that's generally it's not a class. In other words, we generally just kind of
No, she can't be doing that while he's talking.
yeah.
It's
Generally
kind of
the person
conflicts. Go ahead.
speaks
Thank you.
And then that's it. And then the
Sorry.
next speaker like that. That's generally traditionally that's the format for these homages. That the person speaks and then the next person speaks.
So you was substantiating that, or you were encouraging it, that the format that is going on. Is that, or did I misunderstand?
No, unfortunately, we're kind of deviating from the format, the traditional format, by taking questions and answers. Although, as I said, I was kind of complimenting. I could see you're very enthusiastic, and you made some nice points, and we got some good audience response. But generally speaking, traditionally the format is that for homages, the person just speaks, and then that's it, and then we have the next speaker.
So he's just saying that Prabhupada has already set up a format. We should just basically follow that format. You can make statements, but statements should pertain to the talk, not just because you want his talk.
Right.
Okay? So they should pertain to the talk, and then if anyone wants to add to it or subtract from it or wants to correct it, that can be done also. But all in a manner and a mood of friendliness, of affection, of eagerness to understand, and eagerness to spread this great word of Krishna consciousness.
So in that mood, I'd like to call on our next speaker, Mother Karuna Dharani.
If there is a next speaker.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
Mother
okay.
Karuna Dharani.
Well, where is it? Where? You want to speak, Mataji?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whoever wants to. Yeah, you can come. If you don't speak loud, you can bring your chair over here. And whatever is not heard, I'll duplicate it. Otherwise, you might just be 10 times louder than I believe. Go ahead, yeah.
Because I was just trying to write an offering, and what you said reminded me that you can't just make up whatever it is you want to do. It's inappropriate, and it's offensive to the ears of the people who are trying to practice Krishna consciousness. My offering to Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. What I've been noticing in the last so many years, and especially during COVID, but also the last so many years, is that you're... Oh.
She's not a 5-year devotee, even a 10-year. She's been here many years. So it should be taken with respect, with honor, and dignity.
Thank you. What I've noticed is that the practicing your process of Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada, is very effective. And I know that when I first joined, I was in the ashram and I was very mental about staying. And many times I wanted to leave. And actually, I did leave once for a couple weeks, and then I kind of got smashed, and I came back because it was too hard to be in the material energy. And then, like literally smashed. But so when I came back, I put my nose to the grinder, and I really started trying to work hard and do what I was supposed to do. And what I've noticed recently over the years is that if you actually practice Krishna consciousness wholeheartedly, even half-heartedly, but mostly wholeheartedly, you will become Krishna conscious. You will, because I noticed that when I give up my service, or I go and do something else, or I become lax, I always go back to this feeling that I miss it. You know, I miss the association of devotees. I miss the opportunity to be engaged in the deity worship. I miss the opportunity to be in the kitchen, which is Krishna's favorite place. Prabhupada said the kitchen is Krishna's favorite place in the whole temple. And so you feel that feeling when you go in the kitchen, that this is Krishna's kitchen. This is so special, and this is a place where you can actually use this kitchen as an avenue to give your love to Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. You know, or you can go and offer your love to the deity by dressing him or making garlands. And so Prabhupada gave us this really wonderful, special process, and it's very effective. Well, that's all right. That's all right.
Talking outside. Thank you very much.
And then,
Senior persons, I don't care. She deserves
Maharaj,
the
it's
respect.
okay.
She deserves the respect that anyone else should get. If you want to start talking, go outside, please. Or when people come out, you can tell them what you said if you feel it's important enough. But right now, I want her to have the floor, and the next person, if you want to be the floor, I'll be glad to do it. But not while somebody else is doing it. That's called ordinary manners. 5-year-old kids know that. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you might not have known. Brigupati's in charge of it, yeah.
Still, I'm concerned about everybody who's here, but they should hear what you have to say. That's my business. And if you're not getting that, I stop.
Okay.
Make sure you do get it.
So one last story is that about a week ago, a friend of mine from Alachua came here, and I was in the Bhakti ashram with her years ago. And I just kind of all those memories hit me how she actually joined the ashram when she was pregnant, and they let her live in the Brahmacharini ashram. And she couldn't go out on book distribution, so they gave her the assignment that she should clean the Sankirtan women's rooms. And I was remembering all that, and then her son was in the nursery school and some bad things happened to him after he grew up, and then she moved to Denver and she served there full time, and she got married, and the man she married was mean to her, so she had to divorce him. And then now she's in Alachua and she's so blissed out. Like, and I looked at her straight in the eye and said, so I have no regrets. What about you? And she said, I have absolutely no regrets. I am so glad that I became a Krishna conscious devotee. And Prabhupada said in the lecture this morning that by chanting Hare Krishna, it fulfills all of our desires. So we have to have faith in that, because we still have karma. We still have things that are going to happen to us. It isn't a magic wand that all of a sudden life becomes divine and perfect, and you, like some new age movement or something. They have this sentimental idea that you can make heaven on earth, but there's no heaven in this planet, that's for sure. Yeah, I will. So anyway, I just want to finish by saying I could look her straight in the eye and she could look me straight in the eye, and we could say that even though we didn't always fulfill the role that we were supposed to play as devotees and in the service of Krishna and Prabhupada, we have no regrets, because whatever we did was absolutely perfect in the sense that we were allowed to serve and be in this atmosphere and like that. And thank you very much to the temple managers for keeping the temple open. I remember during COVID, the temple was closed, and not being able to go to the temple was such a big test, but chanting my rounds in my apartment, I just learned a lot about myself and about my momentum for being a devotee is so solid because of Prabhupada's program, and I didn't know that about myself. I thought I would just become weak and forget it, you know. And then when the temple reopened, I was just amazed. Another equally amazing thing is that the temple managers keep this temple open about 15 hours a day. Can you imagine, is there any other religious organization in Los Angeles that would even take that kind of a risk? You know, I mean, it's just, because it's a security risk, it's also, you know, a lot of work goes into making this whole thing happen every day. A lot of people, managing a lot of people to make everything happen. And so the fact that the doors are open, that everything is as opulent and amazing as it is, 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, it's actually a miracle. It's a transcendental miracle. And it's such a place of shelter and peace. You know. Thank you very much. Yeah. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, the format is as follows. The speakers are going to be asked by Brigupati to come up and give their offerings. And after each offering, the next speaker is asked to come up. We don't need any commentary in between. Any questions are going to be after the program. Right now we have a certain amount of time. We have a certain amount of speakers. And each speaker is going to be given sufficient time to give their offering. And then after that, if they want to speak with you about something, so be it. But right now, that's the format.
I was told to speak no more than 10 minutes. I kept it down to less.
Okay, now that is for Brigupati Prabhu to manage. That is not your business.